Yo, welcome back, guys, to day 6 of Advent of Cyber. So finally we get one that I actually think is a good way of explaining things. Now, I'm not saying the other ones weren't good. The brute forcing and stuff like that were fine. There was nothing wrong with them at all. I didn't think they were stellar. This one I think is very good at explaining buffer overflows, and we're going to dive into it. So I'm actually super excited about this one. So hit that like button, hit that sub button, guys. We hit 10K this year. I don't even know what goal to go for next year. I'm going to get crazy. I want to say 100K, but that's a huge jump. So we'll play it by ear. We'll see how it goes, but that's my goal. So if you could just hit that sub button for me, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It helps me build this channel and do things like the giveaways and the stuff in the Discord. We're doing a CTF challenge and stuff like that. So let's get into it. So first things first, they kind of give you a little a little background. They always give you a story. I don't really read the stories too much. Mainly, I think they're cool. I think they're a little neat thing, but you guys can read. At least I'm hoping if you're watching the video, you know how to read. So here we go. So you play this little game, it says, and it says you get one character or one coin per character. So here's the game. If we hit space, okay, we're in the game. So there's the game, and it says, hey, you've got this little game going on. If you hit the computer, you get one coin. If you go here, you can change your name. If you go here, you can buy some decorations for the tree. The goal is to buy the star. Okay, now the star is incredibly priced, so I don't know if you actually sat there and pushed the button enough times. Would you possibly get it? I have no idea. But when you do actually get enough coins to buy it and you go to buy it, it actually says this is supposed to be an unwinnable game, so I don't know how you got this, so we're not going to give you the star. So you have to figure out how to win. That's kind of the main purpose here. So here's the scenario. They figured out there's a bug, and they are trying to figure out how to replicate it. So they use the computer, and they got 13 coins. Okay. Ask Van Holly to change your name to Scrooge Rocks, ! And then all of a sudden you have 33 coins. Now, the way this happens, they're going to explain it, and then we're going to go through some of the scenarios, is this memory overflow. So you can see this is right here is the memory, basically. Okay. And each piece of memory is stored in a different way. Now, this is called the buffer for a lot of people. So that's why where you hear buffer overflow, this is what you're kind of looking at. This is kind of a weird example, but I think they did a better job of showing it down here. So this is a good example. We're going to go into it. So here's the game. So we go to the game and we hit the space bar, and we're getting 13 coins, right? That's what they said to do. You really can get as many as you want. But we go to space, and we go to change our name, and we say Scrooge, maybe, Scrooge, why can I not, Scrooge, I have no idea why I can't do anything, Stuffy, nope, can't do anything, okay, so let's just keep our name at 0 and try it again. Scrooge. Okay, I have no idea what's going on. Let's reset it. All right. All right, so we don't need any coins to do this. Okay. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm going to actually stop the machine and start it again. I have no idea why it's doing that. Maybe because it's something I did earlier. I'm not sure. Okay, so we'll explain it this way. So here is the buffer, right? And they're going to explain it as if, so the player name is stored in this memory, the coins is stored in this memory, the shopkeeper's name is stored in this memory, the name of this namer name is stored in this memory, and the inventory items are stored in this memory. Now they put this in here for you in the game to actually view, and we're going to view it. So what's happening is this player name is supposed to be 12 bytes. Well, Scrooge Rocks, if you do it, SCROOGEROCKS, then the exclamation point, it pushes into the next part of the memory. So you're putting Scrooge Rocks and there's no validation. So there's nothing saying, hey, only allow 12 bytes. So it's pushing into this other memory. So then you're getting an exclamation point here in the coins. Now, when it's stored in hex. So an exclamation point converts to hex, and it'll convert to coins. So that's what's happening. So if you were to keep pushing, for instance, if you were able to enter how many coins you wanted, you could push past and go to shopkeeper name. So this is actually how buffer overflows work. You are pushing out the memory to get what you want. Now, to actually do more sophisticated buffer overflows, you have to be very good, because you have to push, but if you push too far, you may miss it. So you have to push and then get exactly where you want in the RAM, etc., etc. So this is a developer problem, not so much something that you can just fix. A developer has to code this correctly. So let's go ahead. We restarted it. Let's check it out. All right. So you can see here we're back. So you don't need, like I said, you don't need any coins. They just were showing you that that's the one they found. So we can say Scrooge rocks exclamation point. Okay, I don't know why it's not letting me type here. I actually have no clue. If you guys are getting this issue, let me know. If you hit tab, you can see here is our buffer. This is the buffer menu they showed. And it says S, because that's what I just changed my name to. And then 0, because that puts a null byte there. So the way that this memory reads, and it's going to explain it here later, is it'll read until it hits a null byte. So you can see S, null byte, it stops. But here is our original name, Tor Mouse, right? So that's our original name. I don't even remember what it was, but it's something mouse, store mouse or something. So we actually stop that, and it doesn't require it to overwrite the previous because it's not long enough. So we can try and go back up. Sounds like fun. How do I do it? Pick your new name and press enter. I'm not sure why. It's just slowly, like, my keyboard's gonna work less and less here. Okay, my keyboard just said that it's okay, so that's fine. I don't know what's going on. My keyboard's saying less, it's got less and less memory, which are memory. Less and less maybe you have to get 13 star or coins. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you can't change your name unless you have, maybe it costs money to change your name. I don't know. So let's get the 13 coins. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you have to pay per character. I don't know. Maybe that's why they tell you to get 13 coins. Let's try it. And if that's the case, you guys see one issue already. Oh, it is 1 coin per character. I'm an idiot. Okay. So this is what happens when you don't read. So for those of you who know, I don't take out my bloopers. For those of you that hate it, I apologize. So now we can say Scrooge rocks. I did not read. That's all it is. Hit enter, and we hit tab, and you'll see it here. We'll hit return. Okay, so you see SCROOGE rocks, and then there's the exclamation point. That adds coins. Now, if we hit tab again, you can see this is it in hex. So there you go. You can see now it added that 21 coins. Now, for those of you that think, or that just watched me do that and is like, you're like screaming at the screen, you're an idiot. I get it. I'm an idiot. I told you I don't read the stories. I probably should have read the story there, and I would have been able to do it. So that's why you needed 13 coins. Okay. So let's go ahead and keep going. So they pleasantly gave us the ASCII characters. I think they did a great job of that, because if it was just hex, you'd have to convert them and figure it out. But they gave us the ASCII characters. So now what they're saying is keep playing with it. So like, look, we can go Scrooge rocks exclamation point. But what if I want more than 33 coins, right? I could put Scrooge rocks exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, and then I'm going to get way more. So let's try that. So let's do Scrooge rocks 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit enter, and look at that. Look how many coins I've got now. I've got all kinds of them. So, and then some of you may be asking, okay, well, how does that work? Because you're getting 21 coins. 21 plus 21 plus 21 plus 21 doesn't equal that. Well, 21, 21, 21, 21 in hex, that's one number, not 4 different numbers. So keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and keep that open. And so now hopefully you guys are starting to see where we're going with this. So now they're going to say, okay, let's dive in. They're showing you that you can keep pushing the buffer into or past the coins. So now strings in more detail. So what they're saying is you could change your name to Elf, and this is what I explained earlier, the null byte here. So it'll hit Elf and then stop. It won't keep going. So it's going to keep going until it hits a null byte, because that's how C++ works. So keep that in mind. Now, you can see when we go, they're just showing you that it worked. That's all. Now, what they're showing you here is you're going to need this online tool to convert, because what they're going to explain is we have to convert something to get one of our answers. So if I can find the converter here. Okay, so you can see here's they're asking you if the coins are in this order. Yeah, that worked. If they're in this order in hex, what number is that? That's what they're asking you. Well, if you know how the buffer's stored, it's stored backwards. So this is the first number, et cetera, et cetera. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to say, instead of 4F, 4F, 50, 53, we say 53, 50, 4F, 4F. We hit convert, and that's how you get that number, that 139. So that's how many coins you'd have if you did 4F, 4F, 50, 53. So keep that in mind, because if you remember the game here, it's not doing it backwards. So if we wanted 4F, 4F, 50, 53, right, we would have to do it that way. But keep in mind, like, let's say we were trying to specifically get this number of coins, 139, whatever. Remember, it's stored backwards. So you'd have to put the 53 all the way here, right? So keep that in mind when you're doing it. In this case, it would just be in order, but you'd have to do Scrooge Rocks and then 4F, 4F, 50, 53. But the 53 would get pushed to here. But when it's stored, think about it, it's reading it backwards. So keep that in mind so that you know how it works. Now, what is the value of the final flag? So here, if we go to this character and we say, hey, let's go ahead and buy this bad boy, the star. It says, what identity do you want to buy? We say D for star. Hey, you're not supposed to have that kind of money. Okay, so they'll cut me a deal and they gave me a nutcracker. They didn't give me the star. So what do? We've got this. We need to get the star. Well, if we look, we're watching the inventory. Watch the inventory as I buy something. Hey, what do you want? I want a star again. Give me a star. Look at that. Now in my inventory, I have an E, but I'm looking for D. D was what it was stored as. They wouldn't give it to me. So what we can do is we can actually overflow this all the way down, and we will overflow the shopkeeper's name, the namer name. So you can see this guy's name is Van Holly. I didn't even see it, but yeah, it doesn't say that that's their name, but this guy's name is Van Holly. Okay, there we go. So the namer name's Van Holly, and the other guy, the shopkeeper's name is Frosty, Van Frosty. So we will say, okay, how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 11, 4 across. 11 times 4 is 44. So we need 45. Our 45th letter has to be D, right? So we can easily say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. And just in case you're not sure that you did it right, just do a couple of D's because you need to fill your inventory. So we'll just say 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. And then we hit enter. And when they're trying to change our name now, it's going to overwrite all of this overflow. And then these will all be D's. Look at that. Now I have all these stars. I wasn't allowed to buy the stars. So now we actually have, and if you look, when they're trying to talk to us, you see these numbers over here? That's because that's his name now. His name is now this, right? That's why you're seeing that. So you're seeing the actual overflow. So now we can actually go up here and say, hey, we won. And when we win, you got the star. Thanks for getting Christmas ready. And here's your flag. TryHackMe, Mick Honeybell is the real star. So this is a very good introduction. I think they did a good job of introducing overflows and making it make sense. And also, if it doesn't quite make sense to you, get on the machine and actually do it. Get on the website and do it, because it does make more sense as you're playing with it. So if you're playing with it, try and get specific numbers of coins, right? So, because think about it, when you're trying to do a buffer overflow in an actual application or something, typically you're trying to get a specific thing. So like, let's say the application calls on the OS for something. If you can make the buffer push to that OS, to the call for the operating system, you can put commands in, right? That's how you get like command injection, things like that. So just mess around with it. This is a good introduction. I think they did a good job this time of not trying to introduce 5 or 6 different concepts at once, and just introducing one concept, letting you play with it, and also having interactive with it. So let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, and hopefully you guys have a great day and a great Christmas. Thanks.